Yeah, it's super exciting to be creating something here, right by the Thames, right by one of the biggest art galleries in the world, and in an area that's just full of change and regeneration. It's somewhere that in the past was almost derelict with industrial buildings, but a stone's throw from St Paul's, one of the oldest buildings in London. To look around and see those sorts of layers of change, yeah, it's really exciting to be able to put those into one of the newest buildings in the area.
Joe's work is all about the built realm and the kind of gentrification of spaces and the changing over time of architecture. Obviously, we're a significant change to the area. We're bringing in a beautiful new building, adding to Bankside, and the two just marry up really well.
First thing I did was walk around with my camera just taking photographs, and I find that when I take a camera and really start looking, suddenly all of these layers really jump out. You're sort of looking across at cranes rising above old roofs with glass buildings towering above old arched brick bridges. You know, there's just always something new being built in London, and that's what's so amazing about the city, that it's just constantly in a state of flux and change.
So when we were approached by JTRE about making a new work for this space, there was only one artist that really came to mind, and that was Jo Peel. Because for the last 15, 20 years of her practice, she's really been concerned with the changing built environment, particularly within cities, and how that has mapped and changed and moved. And I've seen some incredibly brilliant projects that she's been engaged in on the Olympic Park or in Thamesmead, all over the country. And she is really thinking about how a city evolves and moves and is never ever in stasis.
I feel like it's an area with a lot of integrity. It's got community within this space that is so central and so close to the river. And I think that is what makes this city so special. Each person has a different perspective of how that space exists and what it means to them. And I think by putting in the sort of classic greasy spoon into the first bit of installation, it's looking at a British institution. It's a very convenient place to get your food, but I think there is a lot of nostalgia around those places now, because obviously like things have moved on from the greasy spoon to the flat whites of cafe culture, but at the same time we sort of hold on to the ideals of what it means. So I've made the whole cafe out of paper and card. It's actually a set for a film that I'm creating, and we'll be creating a performance in the space.
Oh. Okay. Sorry, I'll be right back with you. There you are. Okay.
I think my favourite feature about Jo's installation is the way she has stepped back from the space and actually looked at the locality and taken the uniqueness of what's happening in the area. So it's that juxtaposition between the very modern, architecturally striking buildings that we have, and actually a nod back to the history of Bankside and SE1, and that has been recreated in the units for the event.
We all have rituals in our lives, things that we do in order to find consistency within the potential chaos of the world around us. For my favourite cafe, the ritual food and drink can embed us in a regularity that feels safe and connects us to a place. In the same way, that place can shape our identity. The way we move around space and the rituals we partake in shape our experience of the space.